Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break with Stephen, Mr. Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. How's it going today?
Every day is a good day. Perfect weather.
Any travel plans soon?
Nothing soon. Nope. Nothing for at least a month. Which is great.
I'll be at Rose City Con.
Oh yeah, that's right up the street.
And if you need any exclusives, make sure that you give me the ones that are not going to be worth anything, and I'll get those
the ones
for
I
you.
don't want are the ones that are going to be worth something.
Right. So this is what you do: give me a list of the exclusives. Tell me the ones you want, and I'm going to buy the ones that you don't.
The other ones, copy that. Easy peasy.
That's a surefire way for me to do well.
Yes, it is correct.
By the way, if you do need anything from Rose City, just let me know.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got today, Alex?
We're back to some Spider people. So we're hitting the Marvel again, but we also have a couple more horror. It's the time for horror comics. We are close to Halloween, and it is going to be full steam ahead to horror stuff. Plus, it's also a genre that is like very popular right now. So we're gonna talk Spider-Gwen and Miles, their first kiss in comics.
There's an elite society with all the best spider people in it?
Okay, so there's this lady, Jess Drew. She rides motorcycle. Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much from her.
Oh yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff too. I've leveled up my whole thing. See?
Oh yeah? Let's see then.
Let's go.
Thread the needle.
Over my heels, falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before.
And Miguel. The whole thing was his idea.
Right. And who's Miguel?
Oh, he's like a ninja vampire.
We're gonna jump to Elvira.
Wanna talk tough movies? Here's a superhero with the biggest pair of all.
You looking for me?
There she was, just walking down the street singing.
This Elvira is a slimy, slithering succubus, a concubine, a streetwalker, a tramp.
Yes, she's got it all. She's everything you've ever wanted in a movie. A woman and a casserole.
We're going to jump to Gore Shriek, probably a word I've never said in my life out loud. And then back to Spider-Girls.
Right. So it's interesting what's going on with the Spider-Verse, because like every little piece of the storyline is becoming sort of, pertinent, and everybody wants each piece of the storyline. So it's interesting. We'll get into that in a minute. All right. What are we starting with, Alex?
Yeah. Spider-Gwen and Miles, their first kiss.
Yeah. I mean, this book has gone absolutely bonkers. It's only 6 years ago, and this book just got driven up to the moon.
Yep.
I guess just because of the film and
that's it. Yep.
Their boyfriend, girlfriend, and that's the storyline in the movie. There's really not much more to it, I don't think, than that, right?
Not at all. No.
And part 2 comes out when, Alex? Next year?
Supposedly, but with all the strikes going on, who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Well, yeah, it's going to be big. Okay, so Spider-Man number 12. These don't have necessarily low print runs, right. But the variant covers may have, because only the stores like the Midtowns of the world and my comic shop really order these kind of quantities to get these variants. Yeah. So Spider-Man number 12, March of 2017. There are 317 9.8s. So it's a pretty hefty number.
Yeah.
Those are $200 plus. Those are going up in 9.8. Brian Michael Bendis story, Sarah Pichelli cover and art. Then there's the Richard Isanove 1 in 25 variant cover. There are 28 9.8s. One just recently sold for $2,000 in 9.8 and $450 in 9.6.
Wow. It's a big one.
I know. And then there's the Bob McLeod 1 in 25 classic variant cover, not as valuable, 29.8. That's about $100 book. So the Richard Isanove cover is really off to the races.
1 in 25. That's not a low printed book.
I know. And then David Marquez variant edition. There are 17 9.8s, and that's about a $15 raw book. Wacky. So again, if you could find these Spider-Man 12s, you might be able to find these in comic boxes somewhere.
Yeah, I think someone's got collections of these sitting around.
Yeah, totally. All right, what's next, Alice?
Elvira.
It's hard to believe we've never spoken about Elvira before, right?
I know, especially with all the comics. Yeah,
with all the comics, all the horror, all the everything we talked about.
Yep.
So she's sort of iconic, right? I mean,
of course, yeah, definitely pop culture phenomenon, for sure.
I mean, it feels like she's been around like forever, right? Like, can you remember a time in your life where you didn't remember seeing or hearing about
No,
Elvira?
and
Those
I don't
those
think I've ever
Halloween
watched
specials.
an Elvira anything ever. I've
I
never
know.
seen anything, but I knew who it was. I know who it is.
Part of the it's like part of the lexicon, right?
That's it. That's it. Perfect.
Part of the lexicon. So these books are starting to move and groove, Alex.
Yep.
Elvira's House of Mystery, DC Comics, January of '86. They printed a lot of these copies, by the way, too. This was not.
I think so.
This was back when they were printing. Yeah. 29.8. It's a $450 plus book. It's
pretty
going
low.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey Cavalieri, Rob Kniger, stories, Arthur Garrosh and Ron Wagner art, Brian Boland cover, and there's a photo back cover. And then the other key issue is Elvira's House of Mystery number 11.
Yeah.
I believe that was the final issue. January of '87, 25 9.8s. That's a $500 plus book.
Yeah.
It's an iconic cover of her. Dennis E. Story, Tom Grimberg art, Dave Stevens cover.
Huge.
Yeah, so that covers Elvira. Yeah. So you should be looking for those back issues. And probably, quite frankly, any of the issues in high grade will be worth getting.
Definitely.
Okay. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us?
I don't know if you're going to believe it, but I want to talk about tents.
I don't believe it.
Tents. It was a big thing in the 80s when all the cartoons were coming out, G.I. Joe and My Little Pony and everything, to do like these play place tents. You bought a box, you would undo it. It would be a giant piece of plastic. You would put these little plastic tubes into each other and make a frame, and you put this plastic thing over it, and it's a tent, and kids would play in it, and it would look like, a G.I. Joe tank, or it would look like a My Little Pony stable. And again, of course, I have to go back and be like, oh, I love those. I want one again. And yeah, they are quite pricey these days. I was looking at there was a Planet of the Apes Playhouse one, which was about 5 feet, which is a pretty tall one, but a complete one in box, you're looking at about $1,200.
Wow, really?
There's this. It's nuts how quick these things went. There's one that I specifically remember, and it was a G.I. Joe vehicle play tent. So it looked like and I'll put a picture up, but it looks like a vehicle, like an army transport vehicle, and you could come out of the top, and there was an inflatable gun you could use, and then a person could be looking out the front, and you just play in it pretending you're G.I. Joe people. Those sell for about $500 complete.
Wow,
like
that's
these
crazy,
things, and really, I mean, they weren't cheap back when they came out, but you're talking about just like plastic tarp over plastic tube. So, they're probably $30-$40 when they came out. But yeah, if you have, again, this is another grandma thing. You had it over grandma's house. You threw it in the box and you put it in the closet. If it's still sitting there, you got some money.
Grandma. Okay. All right. What do we got next, Alex?
Back to horror. We're going to talk about Gore Shriek, which I'm probably sure most people have not heard about.
Yeah, so you're starting to see this more and more. The Samurai Santa book from Jim Lee sells for a lot of money.
Yeah.
The Coyote books sell for a lot of money in high grade. And now it's sort of hit Greg Capullo, where his first work has gone crazy.
Yeah.
People are looking for it. I guess when these guys reach a certain status, people just want to get some of their early works.
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
So this Gore Shriek, do you even know what this was, or?
I mean, it was a horror comic. It was a Fanico horror compilation comic. So a bunch of people got together and did like short stories in it. There was a bunch of these around this time, late 80s, early 90s. Kamiko had them. I'm trying to think of like Dark Horse. Definitely Dark Horse Presents was a huge thing. It was kind of like a jam book like that. That was a big time thing around this time, was doing these kind of like jam books with a bunch of new creators. You get one cool cover and people will buy them. This is it.
Got it. Okay. So you got Gore Shriek #1, Fanico Enterprises, 1986, 16 9.8s. It's about a $550 plus book. First Greg Capullo published artwork. That's just all you really need to know. The other stuff is sort of not relevant and pertinent to the
just
to
more
the pricing.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. What are we closing out with today, Alex? This is unusual. This kind of just hit us a little bit on the hit us out of nowhere. These prices on the next one. Yeah, like what's going on there? Like, what is that?
So this is one of those, like, Spider-Girls was a book. It was like a let's put anybody that's been a Spider-Girl into a book together. So you have kind of all the Spider Girls. You have Mayday Parker, who was the first Spider Girl that was in the Marvel 2, where it was like they time jumped and it was like the kids of superheroes. That ran for a very long time, that book. And then you have the Anya Corazon from the Prime Spider-Man universe, and then Annie Mae Parker, Spiderling from another universe. So you have these like 3 different Spider Girls. 2 of them are Parkers. One of them is Anya Corazon, and it's kind of them just being together and dealing with a problem. And it was during the Spider-Geddon era in the Spider-Man series, so it was like it was just like all the Spider-Man, all the Spider people getting together. It's kind of what we're seeing in across the cartoon Spider-Man movies, where you're just getting Spider-Mans from all the universes. But this was the first one with like the Spider-Girls.
Any particular reason why you think this is creeping up? Do people just think they're going to see it in the next Spider-Verse film? Or
they could. I mean, this is one of those things where I think we've heard Anya Corazon was going to be a live action movie, and with the way Sony and Marvel works, they don't have to use Peter Parker Spider-Man, but they can use Spider-Girl, they can use Mayday Parker, a future version. Like they can use anything but, and I think they can still use Spider-Man, but it has to be in conjunction with. So, this is one of those things I think that you're going to just see anything that could be turned into a movie by Sony, because they've been pumping out Spider movies recently. Right. So people are just getting a jump on it.
Got it. Okay. So let's do this now. It's Spider-Girls #1, December of 2018, 36.9.8. It's about $125 plus book. Jody Hauser story, Andres Ganole art, Yasmin Putri cover. Amy Reeder, the 1 in 25 variant edition. There's 11 9.8s. That's about a $250 book. Then there's the Jeff DeCal 1 in 50 variant cover. There are 72 9.8s. That's about a $300 plus book. $75 raw. And then there's the Yasmin Putri New York Comic Con variant. There's 18 9.8s. That's about $125, $10 to $15 raw. So there's definitely been an uptick in interest on all that stuff.
For sure. Wow.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, we thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field below. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.